So we have a local secondary indexes. So if you remember, we were talking about to mechanism to prevent the throttling, or it also helps in to reduce the latency, data retrieval latency. Okay. uh, so if we talk about local secondary indexes, so let's check. I mean, so whenever we create any table, right, this is a DynamoDB management console. So let's say we are in the DynamoDB dashboard. So if you create the any table, right, create table, I give the some name, let's say test. Okay, we need to assign the ID, let's say partition key as an ID, joining date as an, okay, let's say employee is the table name, let's say, and then this is the default settings. Let's say customize it. So if we look at the default setting also, we have a capacity mode, provision, read capacity, 5 RCU, like that. Minimum we have, right? Tags and all. So this comes with the minimum, control. Let's say we have a customized it. So if we customize it, we have a different thing. DynamoDB standard, we have a DynamoDB standard infrequent access, and we have a capacity calculator. Okay, provision on demand, there are different rate. So if we look at here, right, in this secondary indexes, right, so there are two type of indexes. Okay, that is called secondary indexes. Okay, create local index and create global index. So apart from the by default indexes, this that is called primary indexes, there are couple of more, I mean two more type of indexes we have in DynamoDB. One is local index and the another is global index. So that is within the secondary part, right? Primary we have already by default. Secondary, so so if we talk about any particular data, so like I was talking about in DynamoDB schema design, right, schema design video, I was talking about how the data pattern, retrieval pattern are there. So based on that, we have created the best table, best DynamoDB table, so that we can consider the primary key and sort key in best way. But even if so there are multiple different data retrieval pattern basically, so that they may not be helping actually. So that alone index, which is based on the primary partition key, and sort key, may not help in the retrieval pattern. So there are different patterns of data retrieval, right? So if we want to retrieve those data faster, we need to consider local indexes and global indexes within the secondary indexes part, right? So we will be talking about first the local indexes. So let's consider this form post table. I have taken this data from the AWS website. Okay, AWS, and we have these kind of columns: form name, last post, date, time, and subject. These kind of data we have in the form post table. Okay, and we have a partition key as a form name and the sort key, which is called a range key, that is last post, date, time. Everything is happy. By default we have this kind of uh, you know structure, and we have this kind of you know read expression. So what is the expression is table name form post. Whenever we, this is a query expression basically. If we want to query the data like form number A and last post date time T, form number EC2, and time is last post date time is this one, February of 12th of 2015 or 1107. So this may result into the this record, I think EC2, right? Y. So this record will be retrieved upon. So this is for the basic table which we have created while considering the prime partition key and sort key, right? So we did not talk about the LSI now. So we will talk about LSI in the sense of local secondary indexes. So this will help in the queries like, so I want to retrieve the data of wherein forum number is EC2 and the last post date time is this one. So if that kind of query is coming in, so this query expression can serve that query happily. Okay, and the lookup will be spontaneous. So it will hit DynamoDB knows where this data is stored, and it will go with the that it will go with that index, and it will go with the sort key, and it will hit the directly the that record and retrieval happens. So this is very happy case. Now now let's say the limitation is only one sort key is applicable for a DynamoDB table. So applying expression condition becomes difficult. So in the case wherein we want to retrieve the data, wherein subject area is AAA, right? Okay. Home number is S3, but subject area is AAA, right? If that is the case, then what is going to happen? So there are approaches basically. First approach is we scan the entire table one by one, and wherever form number S3 is there, we will pick, and subject area is AAA is there, then we will pick those records. Okay, this is one scan entire table. So this is because it's a costly operation, costly and latency, poor latency, poor latency. Time will be more, of data retrieval time will be more. Okay, so second approach would be we need to narrow down the data. What we will do is we will use the partition key, which is form name, and we will use that form name as S3, and we will retrieve the data, all the S3 data. This part will be taken, and then on top of that result, we will see that what we will scan again. First part is query expression, and then again scan, and we will say subject is AA. So there are two operations. This also looks poor in latency and also costly, right? So the third approach is create the local secondary indexes. So what is the local secondary indexes is, we will we will define the different sort key. Partition key will remain same, meaning partition key which is form name, right? This will remain same, but the sort key would be changed, or we will use the sort key as subject. So if we do that, right, partition key will remain, but the sort key becomes subject, then this data retrieval will be easy, right? We can use like that. This query expression will be, so in this case, you know, different type of data. So it will create a it will create a different way of data retrieval, right? So let's talk about what we have to do to create a LSI. So as I shown, right, while creating the table itself, we can specify the set local indexes. We can say that we have a lot of queries which are based on subject. What we can do is I can say, yeah, subject is my key. I don't have column, that is subject as of now. So but whenever I load the data, I can see the subject as key, and I can give the subject key, and then I can define it. But it come, right, subject index is a local index. So this is very easy to define, right? So local index can be defined at the table creation time. That is one thing. 5 LSI soft limit is there. So we can so I can create one more. Okay, I should know how data retrieval is going to happen in future, or maybe what are the different queries are coming in for and hitting this table, I can define those LSI, different LSI, okay, depending on the data retrieval. And I can check with AWS support and I can increase this limit as well. I think five and more, okay. And it comes with a no extra cost basically. It is very important, right? This comes with no extra cost. So this is very handy, okay. So this is all about local secondary indexes in DynamoDB table. It's an easy actually. So with that, thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, and we are going to talk about more concept in DynamoDB and other AWS services. Thank you so much.